Okay, beta. The definition of chemical formula, a short way to represent a molecule, because a molecule might be a molecule of element or molecule of compound, and or an ionic compound or a chemical structure. So you can say that there are three types of a chemical formula according to that definition. Okay, there are three types of formula of according to that definition. Number one, number two, and number three. I'm just going to represent that. And I will just give one example. Inshallah, you will get so many things regarding material. Let's suppose I'm just going to give you one example, that is the first type of chemical formula, that is called molecular formula. Molecular formula. This is the first type of a chemical formula, means the molecular formula, basically it is a type of chemical formula which represent a molecule, I'm just going to give one example here and you will just clear your concept. Let's suppose what I'm going to give you, I'm just going to give you yes, the molecular formula of glucose. Just I'm highlighting from this color, like glucose molecular formula. I'm just going to give the example of glucose. What is the formula of glucose? The formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Okay, these all things are included in the stoichiometry. Why? Because without them you are not able to understand the concepts. Okay, beta. The molecular formula, that is C6H12O6. That is C6H12O6. I'm just talking about the molecular formula of glucose. Now we will just first of all discuss the topic of molecular formula. Molecular formula. I'm just going to increase the size of that substance. What is that? Must be 20. Walaikum salam, beta. Welcome to the class. Today, beta, we are just going to focus on chemical symbol and molecular chemical formula. The first type of chemical formula, that is called molecular formula, and that type of formula represent the particular atom found in a molecule. Okay, the quantity of atoms that can be they can be found in a molecule. Like for example, I'm just going to give one example here, that is glucose. Okay, now tell me what is the chemical formula of glucose? That is C6H12O6. Okay, now C6H12O6, or should I write by this way? The chemical molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Why I'm writing by this way? Because I will mention the right way to represent a molecular formula. Okay, C6H12O6. Now, this is C6H12 and O6. Now, this molecular formula.
Sir, you wrote 6 instead of 12.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much for your. That is C6H12 and O6. Thank you very much. I must erase it from this side. C6H12 and O6. Thank you very much. जल्दी जल्दी में मैंने सेंस लिखा. C6H12O6. Now, what kind of information you can find from that formula of glucose? What kind of information? Okay, now tell me, what kind of information you can obtain from that molecular formula of glucose?
You can tell how many carbons, how many hydrogens, and how many oxygens one glucose molecule has.
Yeah, definitely right. Means the one molecule of glucose keeps 6 atoms of carbon, 12 atoms of hydrogen, and 6 atoms of oxygen. Got it? Now you got that point. If you are just going to highlight that this is the basic information that you can find from the molecular formula. Basically, the molecular formula represent the quantity, actual quantity of atoms that are found in that particular molecule. Okay. So another example, another type of chemical formula. What is the type of chemical formula that I am going to represent here? I must change the color. The second type of chemical formula, that is called empirical formula. That is called empirical formula. Okay. Now what does it mean? I'm just writing here empirical formula. The second type. Empirical is also called mole ratio formula or simplest ratio formula. Mole ratio formula. Got it? Empirical formula, which is also called mole ratio formula or experimental formula. There are few names, okay, but they have the same meaning. Empirical formula, mole ratio formula, experimental formula. I will again give the example of glucose here. I'm just going to give the example of glucose empirical formula. Now, how can you say that? What is the empirical formula of glucose? The empirical formula of glucose is CH2O. Okay, CH2O. Now, C1H2 and O1. What does it mean? It is just showing the ratio, the simplest ratio or the mole ratio of the molecular formula. How can we obtain the empirical formula? Let's suppose there are few steps that you must need to understand that what are the steps. Basically, empirical formula is only be obtained by the help of different experimental techniques, and you obtain the data from the experiments that are used to calculate the empirical ratio. So this is also the part of stoichiometry, but a simplest way. What is the glucose structure? That is C6. I'm just writing here first of all C6. That one is H12 and O6. C6 H12 O6. Now beta, what to do? Just get the ratio, because we have the ratio of 6 carbon. If I'm just going to get the ratio, that's why this is called mole ratio formula or simplest ratio formula or experimental formula, because these ratio in the early stage can only be obtained by the help of different kind of experiments. Now, the simplest way to get the simplest ratio, which number is the most small, that is 6. Now what will I do? I will divide each number by 6 to get the simplest ratio. Okay, now if I just divide it, what is the right answer? That is, it would be 6 ones are 6, and this would be 6 ones are 2, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12, and that is 6 ones are 6. So according to that ratio, we can obtain that formula C1H2O1. C1H2O1, which can also be written by this way, that is called CH2O. That was the basic concept regarding the empirical formula or mole ratio formula here. So this is also one of the chemical formula, but now this type of chemical formula represent what? This represent the empirical ratio or mole ratio or simplest ratio. We will also find out what are the steps of finding the empirical ratio or empirical formula. I'm just continuing that topic, finds how to find the empirical formula. There are 6 steps, okay? say 5 to 6 steps to find the empirical formula. Okay, what are these steps? Just I'm going to share you what are these steps. Number one, there are few steps that you must know about it, and this step will help you to understand that how can you find out or calculate the empirical formula in your exam. L- the first step, you must know the elements of the compound. Okay, the elements of the compound, and remember, empirical formula is also helpful to find out the ratio of the compound. Elements of compound. The second step, relative atomic mass of the elements. Relative atomic mass of the elements. This is the second step. Just write down. Just I'm going to write out the step. Then we will just discuss how can you solve them. Number three. Number three. Now you know the relative atomic mass. Now what will you do? Just find the moles. Just the find the moles. But before that, you must know the percentage composition or mass percentage mass percent of the elements.
Sir, do we have to figure that out or is it given?
Yeah, I will just also give one example here, and inshallah you will just find out how can you find out the empirical formula. Number four, the next step, to find the mole ratio or some simply mole. And what is the basic formula of mole? Just the relative atomic mass. I'm just writing here AR upon mass in gram. Okay, mass in gram, the actual mass which is found in the gram, or percentage composition of the mass or percentage, divided by relative atomic mass. This is the basic formula of any kind of mole. Okay, this is the basic formula of mole: relative mass or relative atomic mass. The fifth step, find out the simplest mole ratio. Find out the simplest mole ratio. And the last one, that is six, that is called empirical formula. Write the empirical formula. What I'm going to give you, just I'm going to share one example, and it will help you a lot. I'm just going to take one example from the book, and this will help you a lot to understand that concept. Okay, now number one, I'm just getting the example, any random example, and then we will just move how to find out the chemical formula. Just give me a minute. Page number 86. Okay, just I'm going to give one example here. Here, Now this is one of the example. This is one of the example that how to find out the chemical formula of the substance by the help of these things. Now, beta, just this is the example that I've shared here. In the ionic compound, the magnesium and chloride atoms combine in the ratio 1:2. What is the formula of magnesium chloride? Now, beta, first of all, what is the step? That is elements of the compounds. Elements of the compound. What are the elements of the compound? You can see that from the equation. The elements of the compounds are magnesium and chlorine. Okay, what? In the ionic compound magnesium chloride, magnesium and chlorine atoms combine. Now this is the element, but we need also atomic masses. How can we get the atomic masses? From the periodic table. Now the third one, the percentage composition of mass. Why we need such kind of mass? Because to find out the mole and the simplest ratio. But we can see that the ratio is already mentioned, that is 1:2. That how can you just certify that this is the empirical formula? Just I'm just going to writing down by this way. Now what are the elements? That is the element, that is magnesium Mg. Okay, magnesium Mg, that is 1:, and chloride Cl, that is 2. So what is the formula of magnesium chloride? That is MgCl2, or that is 1:2. What is the formula? The formula is MgCl2. Simply, the already they have been mentioned their ratio. MgCl2 means there are two substances, or the magnesium ion is one, and as compared to chlorine, that is the ratio 2. So my dear student, this is all about the empirical formula. Now we are just moving towards the next slide. We are just moving towards the next slide here. This one. The second thing that I'm just going to share here, a little bit more tricky example, and it will help you to understand this. Uh, and that's fine. I'm just going to give some more tricky example, because to find out the more tricky thing, and it will help you to understand that how can you find out. Yes, the example that is more tricky, I'm just going to give you that example. Yeah, just I'm going to copying and pasting it. And you will have understand that how can you find out the chemical formula. Again, I'm moving towards my whiteboard. The example that has been mentioned here. Now beta, any volunteer can read out the example what I have mentioned. An experiment shows.
An experiment shows that the compound Y is 80% carbon and 20% hydrogen. What is its empirical formula?
Okay, now what will I do? I will just follow the steps, and you will find out that how can you find out the empirical formula. Okay, what are the steps? Just I'm going to mention here. Okay, there were basically 6 steps. I'm just going to mention that. What was the first step? What was the first step? The first step was
identify the element.
Identify the element. That's very good. Very good, beta. Identify the elements. I'm going to mention it. Okay, elements. Okay. Now, what are the elements? You can see here. Y is the compound which keeps carbon and hydrogen. Now, I'm just going to mention their elements like this way.
C and H.
Yes, C and H. That's very good. So just I'm going to mention their name here. I'm just going to change the color. That is C, and the second one is H. Okay, what was the second step? That is the relative atomic mass. That is the relative atomic mass that we have also mentioned. And what is the symbol of relative atomic mass? That is AR. Okay, the relative atomic mass of the substance. Now, what is the AR of carbon? That is, we can find out from these things from the periodic table. The AR of carbon is 12 and AR of hydrogen is 1. Okay, where is R? This is R, the small r. Okay, if I write the R with along with or beside it with A, now it will be the symbol of argon, but I must write the R here. It means this is the relative atomic mass. We can find out that thing from the periodic table. Now, what was the third step? Who will tell me the third step?
Find the percentage mass.
Find the percentage mass or percentage composition. Okay, now these things, you can find these things in a very easy way
In the
because
question,
yeah, these all the things are found in your question. Okay, now
carbon is 80 and hydrogen is 20.
yes, definitely right. That is called percentage composition. Okay, but now the percentage composition that has been mentioned here, that is 80%, and most of the time 1% is given, and you need to find out the next one. Like if the carbon is 80, then definitely the second next one will be 20. Now this is 80%, and this one is 20%. Now, beta, the next thing that you need to understand here, what is the next step to find out? Okay, that was a mole. Okay, am I right? That was mole. That was mole. Now you have to find out the topic. What is the basic formula of mole? What is the basic formula of mole? Take a mass in gram or percentage in gram divided by relative atomic mass. Now, beta, please open the calculator and just find out that 80, that is the mass in gram or percentage composition of carbon divided by 12. What is the answer? 12 divided by 80 divided by 12.
Sir, 6.67.
6.67. That is 6.67. This is the mole of carbon. The 6.67. Okay, according to that ratio, the mole of carbon is 6.67. Now, what about the moles of hydrogen? Because we know that what is the mass of hydrogen here, that is 20, and divide by 1, definitely it will be equal to 20. So now the next step that you need to understand here, we need to find out the mole ratio. The mole ratio. How can you find out the mole ratio in a very simplest way? What is the mole ratio? I'm just changing the color here. Okay, mole ratio. How can you find out the mole ratio? Now, beta, tell me which number is smaller, 6.67 or 20?
6.67.
Okay, the mole ratio means just divide the smallest mole number with all mole numbers. Okay, now what will I do? I will just do 6.67 divided by 6.67, that is equal to 1. That is equal to 1. Okay, got it. Now what about hydrogen? What about hydrogen? For in case of hydrogen, what will I do? There are 20 moles. 20 divided by 6.67. Now tell me what is the answer here? 20 divided by 6.67. Yes, hurry up, hurry up. 20 divided by 6.67.
Sir, it's 2.9985.
2.9985. It is about equal to 3. Am I right? 2.99 means 2.9985, that is equal to 3. 2.998, it is equal to 3. Is that clear? So the mole ratio of hydrogen is 3. Okay, we found the mole ratio. Now what we need to do, we need to find out the empirical formula. We have to find the empirical formula here. Empirical formula. Okay, how can you perform the empirical formula? Now, the empirical formula, simplest way, our simplest way. You have solved each and everything. Now what will you do? Just you have to write down these ratios with their elements. Okay, what is the ratio of carbon? What is the ratio of carbon?
1.
1. Definitely right.
1.
1. So empirical formula is the compound that has been given, that is empirical formula is C1, and what is the ratio of hydrogen? That is H3. This is the empirical formula, and as I have told you that there is no need to write down the 1. So what would be the empirical formula? The empirical formula will be CH3. Got that point, beta? Now this is the way to find out the empirical formula. These are the technical steps. Have you just copied the example, and should I move further?
Sir, I didn't get the empirical formula. Can you explain it? The last.
Okay, I'm just going to do it. But first of all, if you want to find out the empirical formula, the term empirical means the simplest ratio formula. It means you need to find out the simplest ratio or which substance or the substance that has been mentioned here. Now, according to that condition, there are 6 steps to find out the empirical formula. Number 1, you need to find out the elements. Okay, the question that has been mentioned here, and it is clearly showing that there are 2 elements. They are making a compound Y. We do not know what is
Sir,
the
I
name of the.
got this.
You got it? Okay,
Listen,
mashallah. Okay, now tell
the
me
only
the.
the last point, the
Okay.
CH3.
Okay. I'm also saying that empirical formula means simplest ratio formula. Now, what ratio we have found of carbon? The ratio of carbon, according to the calculation, the ratio of carbon, that is 1.
Oh,
The
the
ratio of
mole.
hydrogen is 3. Now, this is 1 that
Yes.
has been mentioned here, and this is 3 that has been
Oh,
mentioned here. Because we do not write 1, so you can write also CH3. Got it? Yes, beta. Have
yes,
you got?
sir.
Okay. Now these are the example. They are very much necessary to identify that step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3. Okay, Fatima, is it easy or not? Okay.
It's easy.
Okay. Now you both can solve these things if you have such kind of material or example. I'm just also going to share one example here and just give me the detail, and you will just detail me, and I will just perform that thing that you will detail to me. Let's suppose I'm just writing the substance like this. I'm writing the substance like this, and you will just give me the detail that this is the empirical form. Okay, now I'm just going to mention here another example, and just I'm going to modify it. Okay, the question that I have mentioned here, you have to understand it. Okay, and I'm separating these both questions to one another, and you have 2 minutes to attempt it. Just follow the material, what are the things, what are the steps, and you will just find the answer. Just follow the rules. Okay, now tell me what are the elements you can find here. First of all, an oxide of sulfur and 60% oxygen, are found an oxide of sulfur. Okay, means there is a compound which is called oxide. In our chapter of acid, bases, and salt, we have understood the term of oxide. Oxides are the substances which keeps oxygen as a supplementary and complementary part, and other element might be metal or non-metal. It's understood. Okay, there is an oxide which keeps the two elements. One is called sulfur and other one is oxygen. Now, what is the step number one? What are the elements? Will tell me what are the elements found in that oxide?
Sulfur and oxygen.
Okay, what is the symbol of sulfur?
S.
S. And oxygen, that is
O.
O. Okay, now I'm not going to mention each and everything. I'm just going to solve the question. Okay, okay. Now the second step is to their relative atomic masses. What are the relative atomic masses? By the help of periodic table that you will have in your examination, in your examination. Now, what is the relative atomic mass of sulfur? That is 32. You can find from the periodic table. And what is the relative atomic mass of oxygen? That is 16. Okay. Okay, now this is the relative atomic mass of sulfur and oxygen. Now, what is the next step? That is the percentage composition or mass. What is the percentage of sulfur here? Who will give me the answer?
40%.
How can you find out 40? But there is no percentage is being mentioned here.
Sir, because oxygen is 60%, so
Yes, definitely right. Because when you talk about the percentage, okay, the percentage composition or mass, okay, when you talk about the total mass, okay, or percentage, you can see that. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Okay. Now the percentage of oxygen, that is 60. That is 60%. So definitely the second substance, that what would be the percentage of that substance, because we know that percentage is always calculated from 100. So if one substance that is 60, and what will we do? We will just 100 minus 60 and we will find out that what is the total percentage of sulfur. That is 40%. Okay, that's very good. You both are very intelligent, very happy with that. Now beta, we are moving towards our next step. Okay, now the next thing, that is the mole. How can you find out the mole of sulfur and oxygen? Now tell me, how can you find out the mole of sulfur and oxygen?
sir, of sulfur we will divide the percentage with the
Very, which is
air.
40. Yes, 40 divided by
40 divided by 32.
32. Okay, now what is the answer?
And
Tell me the answer. And what about it?
oxygen,
What about
and
oxygen?
oxygen will be
60.
60
1.25.
Okay, that's very good. Now 1.25. This is the answer of what? 40 divided by 32?
Yes, sir.
1.25. These are the mole value of sulfur. And what about 60 divided by 16?
That's 3.75.
0.75.
That is
3.75.
3.75. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, now tell me, that is 3.75. Now, my dear student, what to do about these things? We need to find out the mole ratio. We need to find out the mole ratio. We have the two values, 1.25 and 3.75. Now, according to the rule, which value is smaller, 1.25 or 3.75?
1.25.
Okay. Now, by the rule of making the ratios from these two values, what will I do? What will I do? Just I will just 1.25 divide by 1.25. Okay. Now that's ratio is 1. What about 3.75? 3.75. What is the answer? 3.75 divided by
Sir, it's
also
3.
that's 3. Now tell me, what is the mole ratio or the empirical formula of these compounds?
Sir, it would be S1O3 or just SO3.
SO3, very good. And this is also called sulfur trioxide. But we are not giving any kind of name because empirical formula just represent the ratio, how they are attaching to one another. Okay, it means the one sulfur is combining with three oxygen. One sulfur is combining with the three oxygen. So my dear students, we have understood by the help of that concept, but there is another type which is also called structural formula. But there is no need to find it out that structural formula or line formula or bar formula. If this is important, okay, bar formula or line formula, okay, bar formula or line formula. Now how will you just get the idea that bar formula or line formula? This is very much important. We know that. I'm just going to draw the structure here. The line formula, bar formula of glucose. Basically glucose is the hexagonal structure. Okay, by the help of that condition you will just find out what is the structure of glucose. Like this is hexagonal. It keeps the 6 carbon on different 5 ends of this glucose. I'm not good in drawing, that's why it will make little bit trouble. That is CH2OH. Okay, but now you are getting the idea that what does it mean. Okay, now we know that carbon has 6 carbon. This is first carbon, this is second carbon, this is third carbon, this is fourth carbon, this is fifth carbon, and this one is sixth carbon. Okay, now you can see that this is the structural formula of glucose. Okay, now you just calculate how many carbon and how many oxygen and how many hydrogen are there. Okay, this is the line formula, line diagram or bar formula. Now this represent, these lines represent what? These lines represent the covalent bonding. Okay, what does it mean? It is clearly showing that this carbon has 4 single bonds and one is attached with hydrogen, second with hydroxyl, then third one is this carbon and fourth one is this oxygen. This oxygen has 2 single covalent bond, one is attached with this carbon, second is with that carbon. Now this is called bar formula or line formula. There is another formula, you may have, which is also called, this is called dot and cross diagram. Okay, dot and cross diagram, which is also called dot and cross formula. We will also discuss these material, but now you both are very happy to understand the concept of line formula, bar formula. Okay, empirical formula is this bar formula is sometimes, this is also called skeletal formula. This is also called a skeletal formula or a structural formula because it is just defining the skeleton of that structure. Okay, the last formula, because I have just only 1 minute to complete it. The last formula, this is called dot and cross formula or dot and cross diagram. Okay, these are the things that you have also studied in your uh, ionic and covalent bonding chapter, but now these all are chemical formula because they are representing the elements in different ratios, their structures, their composition. By the help of this formula, we can identify the composition and structural behavior of any kind of matter. So, but in your course, you will focus on molecular formula, dot and cross formula, and empirical formula, and little bit knowledge about skeletal formula or bar formula. This is all about my side. Is there any kind of question? I'm here. Okay, we have studied our lesson with the chemical symbol, then we move to chemical formula, which represented there are four type of chemical formula. Then we move what? Then we move how to find out the empirical formula and what are their steps. These are the steps. Six steps: elements, relative atomic mass, percentage or mass composition. If sometime mass is given, sometime mass is not given, then by the help of this ratio we can find out the mole, and then find the mole ratio and write the empirical formula. This is all about my side. Is there any question regarding beta?
No, sir.
Okay, it's a very healthy class. Inshallah, we are meeting tomorrow if I have the time again. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Okay, beta, we have also 15 minutes class bio. If you want to continue with the bio, we will have this class also.